season 3 rendition by Roger Pleasant. Man Crush Wednesday. You have no idea what's coming, do you?
I'm certainly interested to find out.
Oh, it's coming, baby.
Yeah.
On the very face of it. You see what we did there?
Yeah.
Bring it full circle.
Yeah.
Can you get down with this, Jay?
Oh, I get down with it.
Hip hop rock.
Hip Hop Anonymous.
Oh.
I did my
Yeah,
research.
you did.
Little hip hop anonymous.
Yeah.
Welcome to Big Words I Know by Heart, a program of rants, raves, faves, pet peeves, personal vendettas, celebrity interviews, and anything else we can fill the half hour with. My guest today is a litigation attorney by day and a rock star by night, performing most recently at Local on Chippewa. We worked the plug-in right at the beginning there. You see that?
I like it.
Transit Bar, Kettles, and Dock at the Bay this upcoming summer. He's released 2 albums of original material so far, Cliche and Stay True. Stay True, yes. I said it right the first time.
You did.
Available on the CD Baby. And he's one of the top performers in Buffalo. The long-awaited Michael Bly is in the studio. Nobody clapped. Yay!
Golf clap.
Joining me in the co-host hot seat is Star Wars enthusiast and official roadie for the Michael Bly Band, Mr. Jason Chainsaw Garra.
It's about chainsaw, baby. That's what it's all about.
Welcome, gentlemen, and Jason. You're cut off over there, Jay. Are you used to that? You're cut off
Pretty much.
From the group
Story
show.
of my life. Story of my life.
Let's just rattle right into this, shall we? Michael, thank you for being here.
Thank you for
Jay,
having me.
thank you for being here.
Thank you for making me do this.
This is a very special holiday Big Words video. Mr. Bly?
Oh, the respect is overwhelming.
That's how we start.
Ba-doom-tss.
Is it true?
No one calls me that unless you're arrested. I mean, that's what have you done? Because
I could be
gotta know.
arrested after this.
I got
Nobody usually just calls them unless they're arrested.
right.
Now, is it true that your set list just celebrated its 15th anniversary? And how did you honor the landmark occasion?
Well, we honored it by playing the set list again, and people seem to like it.
Are you still doing This Love? No? Maroon 5? Nobody's doing that anymore.
Yeah, no one requests it, and so
Depends how many, small 105-pound little brunettes are in the bar at the time. Depends on when he'll play that song.
right.
You like them Italian and a little tiny, don't you?
I like them all kinds.
You like
but
them all kinds.
Yeah, I don't discriminate. And we like to give them what they ask for. If they ask for this love, they're going to get this love.
Oh, they're going to get this love.
That's
Are we still
On
talking
the
about the
face of
song
it.
over here?
no. What? That's a song,
Michael,
Tom.
you're one of the most forgiving people I've ever met. This is the first legit question, and probably the only one. Were you a cult member growing up? Were you born with an extra chromosome, or are you naturally a nice person? You really are a nice guy. I don't know what's wrong there.
I don't think I was ever a cult member. Not that I can remember. Well, does Catholicism, does that count?
It's become, yes.
I would say yes.
Yes.
I was sort of forced
Survey
into that.
says.
Yes.
Yeah, I was forced into that, but I'm not practicing any longer, so I don't really attribute that to my niceness that you say I have.
Really, how are you so forgiving?
It's not because of religion, that's for
No?
sure. I think that, here's a quote for you. I know you're a writer, an author, one of our greatest... Allegedly. We're both trying to be. One of our greatest writers of all time, Abraham Lincoln, once said, when I do good, I feel good. That's my religion. That's kind of my religion. It doesn't have to get much more complicated than that.
Is your word, in fact, your bond?
It is.
Here's a real curveball.
All right.
Are you prepared?
Maybe.
How did you come up with the name for the Michael Bly Band, and what were your runner-up choices?
Well, it's kind of how Dave Matthews came up with his name, I guess. It's my name, so...
The runner-ups?
well, it's a little more complicated than that
Dexys and the
because-
Midnight Runners was already taken, so
Right. Led Zeppelin was gone, and, the Beatles. So Bly is actually my middle name. My last name's Santa Maria. Not a lot of people know that if they just know the band. If they knew me growing up, then they probably don't know Bly. But when I was in New York, I got signed to a record label, and they said, use Michael Bly, don't use Michael Santa Maria. And then once I came back here from New York, I already had a CD with Michael Bly. I already had website. There's just no way I was going to change it back. You know, if you were Tom Bly, you wouldn't change it to Tom Waters.
No.
You're just stuck with Tom Waters.
Which Michael is the alter ego, though?
Yeah, if you had to like Eminem the whole thing, like I've had girlfriends say that they like Michael Santa Maria sometimes, and sometimes they like Michael Bly. Michael Bly would probably be, you know, the party wannabe rockstar.
I'd say Bly is definitely the evil of the two.
That's the Eminem. The Marshall Mathers.
We call that
Michael Santa
we call
Maria.
that getting some. I think one of your roadies over the years coined it called getting Bly-sided.
Bly-sided. Yeah.
Nice.
You know, there's actually a T-shirt made of it. There's one made, and only one person in Western New York has it. But we call that getting Bly-sided.
Bly-sided.
Come out to a Michael Bly show. You get Bly-sided. You wake up in a T-shirt with Jesus riding a Velociraptor.
Right.
When
It
you're
happens.
dialing up on the CD Baby, Michael Bly, not the on that CD Baby.
Or come out to a show and buy one live in person.
That's true.
Even
Which
better.
Retails at a show for
$10, and here's the other difference, Tom. If you buy one online, you're not going to get the free drinks that come with it, let alone the live entertainment, the humor. The humor's not on the CD. The humor,
most of the love.
and most
A
of
lot
the
of the love.
Yeah, there's a lot
Come
of
for the
love.
music, stay for the humor. That's usually, and plus get those free drinks. The more you drink, the better that CD sounds. So,
Much better. Much.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
Jay, your favorite track from the album?
I don't
Stay
have
True.
a clue. I don't even know if
them
I've
all equally.
No. That album, well, both his albums. That album came out I think you put that out just mere 6 months before I joined the band. Pretty
He
much.
dropped it like it was
Yeah.
hot in 2009. The music
Yeah.
world has never been the same.
Okay, so about maybe just shy about a year, because I joined the band in October 2010.
Yeah.
I spoke with you before when Daytona was still in the band. That's when we first met, and then we went a few years. But yeah, I think you put that out literally just before I joined.
Are you speaking of Daytona as a place or a stripper?
Daytona is one of his alter ego of one of his old bass players.
Yeah, there's another alter
John
ego.
Kosha.
Shout out to John Kosha. He'll be watching later, I'm sure.
A lot of the kids say hashtag BTS is in behind this. There's some BTS knowledge for
There
for
is,
your
yeah.
ass.
not a lot
Beefy
of people
tacos and
know.
subs. Is that, are we getting fed for this? What's going on?
There will be no food. There's a soup kitchen down the
I
street.
did tell Tom that in my rider for this, I'd require an all green M&M bowl here sitting, and it's not here. For those you can't see this on the camera, it's not here. So
But there is an all
I've
green.
got a pouch of M&Ms for you.
There's an
Yeah,
all
I bet
green.
you do.
There's an all green mason jar here that you might be able to see.
We have to keep rolling.
This is
What?
not alcohol. It's honestly not.
Mr. Bly? Mm-hmm. Between Bills games, legal work, and paying music gigs, how many hours a year do you spend at your actual home? And is your legal residence technically Mulligan's Brick Bar?
It hasn't been changed yet, but the option has been discussed. I might just start getting my mail there. I'm there more often than I am home. But at my actual home, geez, awake?
I don't know how
At
that
home,
adds up.
Is it?
You're practicing law by day. You're rocking out at night. You're closing down the bars. Where's the downtime?
Well, you know the old saying, "I'll get all the sleep when I'm dead." You know, Sam Elliott, Roadhouse. For those of us
Nice.
old school, yeah. You
That
know.
catches up to you, though. No?
Hey, you know, it does every week, and then you just recuperate and you repeat.
Recharge the batteries.
Yeah.
recharge, recoup, repeat.
Right. Yeah.
Makes sense. This one is for Jason. Oh, we've got one more for Michael before your special question, Jason.
Can hardly wait.
I apologize for this one right now.
There's no apologizing for you, Tom.
Was Tom Sartori's seat still warm when you took it?
Oh,
Was that?
yes. There it is.
I mean, I don't know if that's a diss to me or to Tom.
I don't know.
Both.
Tom claims that he paved the way for you. How would you like to respond to that?
That's fine with me. I don't think either one of us care. We're buddies since me and Tom have been friends since I'm not kidding, like '89.
Are you cock cousins?
He would put, I'm sure at some point, but I can't actually verify. But I would come out to Molly's pub and we would sing together when he was just starting out. And then I went away to New York for 7 years, and then I was doing my thing there. He started going to Florida as I was coming back. We didn't plan any of it, but
so the argument could be that you guys kind of came up together, then you left and let him take over.
hey, you could look at it like that.
Oh,
See, I threw a little twist in there.
There you
Flipping the script.
flipping the script. Jason?
Scripting the flipped.
Jason? Mr. Garra?
Yes, dear.
Who are the Lackawanna Six tailgating now that helicopter pilot has disbanded and no longer performing at the historic Woody's Pub.
Nice name drop, by the way.
Historic.
The historic Woody's Pub.
A lot of good times out there, especially with those group of gents.
Woodies on your show.
Historic Woodies. There's been some historic Woodies on the show. Jesus, I don't fucking know, to be honest with you. What was the question, Counselor?
Who are the Lackawanna Six tailgating?
To be honest with you, I really don't know. I mean, I miss those days. Those guys are all doing really good things on their own now. So I honestly, I really don't know. I mean, they're all pretty much separate. So I really couldn't tell you.
You're making the money. You're getting the ladies. You're not worrying about your former band members.
No, they're all doing good things. They've all moved on. Still doing really, really amazing music.
You guys are giving me like Jay Leno answers. Really nice guys. We came up together. Everybody's a nice guy. No hard feelings. No, nothing. Okay.
Well, here's my
The only guy I'm going to call an asshole is the one sitting next to me. So
right.
What do you got?
Here's the follow-up to Tom's story. If you're saying if he paved the way from where he went from here to what he's doing now, traveling all over the world, doing Disney cruises and everything, I guess that's a Jay Leno answer too. But I couldn't be more psyched for Tom. I mean, I constantly, if not texting or Facebooking with him, like, oh man, I'm in Alaska right now. Check out. I'm gonna see some glaciers today, and then I'm gonna play tonight on the cruise. I mean, it's beautiful. I couldn't do it because of my law practice, which I do love as well. But I mean, it's every musician's dream, I would say, short of being famous for your originals, which I'm sure he would say is the most important thing too. You know, watching him travel the world with music and being able to pay for it.
The weddings and bat mitzvahs.
The weddings and bat. Hey, you know, if he's going to Florence and seeing Florence for a bat mitzvah, that pays for it, you know, I'll play that bat mitzvah. I'll convert to Judaism for it.
And why wouldn't you?
That's what I'm saying.
you know what? To go back to the original Lackawanna story, Tom, probably about a month ago, I literally just came across your original helicopter pilot review from Woody's Pub.
Those were different times,
going back. I mean, I'm not going to name any particulars, but let's just say Tom said that he left a fan of the band that night. So
great band. It was
not knowing that we were even there.
Horrible bar. Horrible.
Not knowing that was actually one of the. I think that review was written within the last 9 months of us of those four of us playing together.
2009.
Yeah, we formed that.
Dialing it back to 2009.
We formed that band formed in 2000.
Man.
And we were playing all the way up to 2000. That same four members, same four lineup. So you caught the tail end. So we were pretty polished at that. After 9 years, we were pretty good at what we were doing.
It's a longer run than the Beatles.
That's true.
Just saying.
Michael?
Yes.
Are any of the albums that you've dropped available in conjunction with my exclusive 12 cassettes for a penny by mail membership to the BMG Music Club?
Oh, they should be.
I have stamps.
You have stamps?
I have stamps.
Does anybody use snail mail stamps anymore?
I'm getting the Aerosmith Pump, and I would like to get a copy of your first album, Cliche.
All right. That can certainly be arranged now that I know that you...
I will say I do like Cliche better than Stay True, personally.
Ooh. Okay.
That's just from a musician's aspect. I just think the writing is a little bit, not his writing, not the actual lyrics, but I like the overall production value and the musicality behind it. That's just me.
The chops, as it were?
The chops, as it were, my good sir.
Nothing against Frank Puzzateri, who actually recorded this.
I honestly thought he did both of them.
Plugs.
I thought he did both of them, to be honest with you.
No. Well, I mean, I was fortunate to, just consider if they're even in the same realm, then Frank deserves a lot of credit. As far as I know,
absolutely.
You can hold it up if you like.
As far as I know, this was one of, other than his Only Human CDs.
Is it pronounced Only Human or Only Human?
I think it's human. He just spells it differently because it's I don't.
Okay.
Only Hyman?
I like to say human.
It's a derivative of Only Hyman.
Only Hyman.
But then it turned out some of the guys in the band were gay and they couldn't go with Only Hyman anymore. That's just the way it goes. Oh.
Boy.
But he did a great job on this.
Shit's getting real.
The first one, Cliche, that he's talking about was produced by a record label in New York City. So
I do have Cliche. It's
for that to compete with that production, I agree. It's tough.
I didn't mean the actual recording aspect of it. I just meant the actual production of the actual performances on the tracks, not the actual
you
production
saved
of it.
It's fine. You're fine. You're covered.
Did we Jay Leno it enough for you?
You did.
Finally.
I couldn't tell you what members are on each CD of either band. So
half the ones on Cliche I didn't know. The label would just bring them in.
The guy with the hat, and then there was the washboard dude. No.
Yeah.
I was trying to do a thing there and it failed.
They would
me up there.
Did you ever see Don't Fear the Reaper? You know, when all
Yes.
the guys are in there together?
They just brought some guys.
I recorded the different songs at different locations half the time. You know, Kevin from the label would just call me up and be like, "We got a new guy for the bass." And I'd meet him for 10 minutes, tell him what I wanted. He'd lay it on the track. I'd never see him again. I'd go into the bathtub to record. I think this vocal is going to sound better in the tub. Okay.
And it worked.
I mean, you know, if
It's
you
all
like
about
it,
defining the right acoustics.
yeah, if you like it, I guess
is.
it worked. You know.
Does any of that fancy lawyering come in handy when you're negotiating with club owners?
The fancy lawyering? Probably
your
not.
fancy lawyering
There's not
tricks.
much fancy about negotiating with club owners.
No. I've dealt with a few over
It's
the years.
fairly
They just are
primitive
not fun.
experience, but
Not fun.
some of the club owners in town have become really my best friends since I moved back here. I mean, other than friends I had growing up and in college and law school and all that, some of my best friends that I've made since I've been back here in 2006 have been club owners. I mean, Sean at Transit Bar, right now, like I said, Joel at Kettles.
You love that local.
Over the years, I mean, local is Pete is a great guy, and a lot of them they don't even exist anymore. So I mean, I'm naming current places that we're promoting, but some of my friends that are not even, Chris from Club W back in the day, Tommy Campbell from the Hidden Shamrock when I first started playing there every Wednesday.
man.
Shamrock.
Oh, it's
That's where we did the
incredible.
first podcast in
That's where you
2008.
and I first met. I think.
Yes. Oh, God. We broke the fucking soundboard, the video board. That's okay.
Oh, boy.
Come back on.
Right in the middle of
Back
Tommy's.
online.
Right in the middle of
Jesus.
Tommy's
There we go.
throat.
What did you do, Michael, with your Easter Island head? Sorry.
We actually had a short-lived drummer that actually played with us for a little while. That used to call him Stan from American Dad.
Nobody gets that reference.
No, but
anymore.
I figured I'd throw it out there.
You and I are the only two people watch that show, I think.
I don't really watch it. I know who it is though, just because being a Seth MacFarlane fan.
Yeah.
Jason, this one's for you again. It's come back around to you.
Sweetness.
Would you describe your relationship with bandmate keyboardist Lenny Ravel as a bromance, brodeo, or more of a bromine money shot?
Of those three options, I'm definitely going to go Brodeo.
And please expound.
I don't think there's enough time, and I don't think this is a family environment that this needs to be explained in.
But clearly, the song "Brodeo" will be on the next album. 'Cause I've now been inspired.
I'm already writing it in my head.
Will it be a hoedown Hank Williams the first
Let's
song?
have you ever seen a rodeo? Just picture me being the bull, and that's how I have to deal with Lenny Ravel.
So it's a marriage of convenience?
Yeah, I'm just gonna go dead silence on that one. I'm gonna plead the fifth.
We love Lenny.
You guys are
It's a
good.
beautiful marriage.
Uh-huh.
It's a threesome most of the time lately because Jay's playing percussion.
On the
Lenny's
face of
playing
it?
the keys. Prima facie threesome. Yeah. I don't think that sentence has ever been uttered.
I did actually play his
But-
keyboard at a show once and played a song, and he wouldn't go 6 inches from my back and just stand over me exactly like I'm sitting the entire time. And I was like, seriously, bro?
With that dynamic,
That's his
would that
baby.
make Only Humans Frank Pusateri the stunt cock?
Yes.
It would.
Okay. Just
Well, I mean, he's playing at
good to
that
define these things.
with that group. He's technically playing the longest instrument in the band, so and also playing the bass. So
He plays with us a lot. He plays with us on bass. Sometimes the three of us. Sometimes he's even done with Lenny. Yeah.
I do know what's happening there. Which that detracted me from my concentration.
Squirrel.
Which Buffalo musician's retirement plan will you choose? Music lessons, engineering and producing, or booking shows for the geriatric reptiles in Florida? I almost pulled off that line.
Is that
Are
for
you?
me? Is
Yeah.
that
Are you
for
going to
both of
start
us?
your
not.
own firm?
me
Will you-
personally, I'm never going to retire. I'm going to play until I can't hold an instrument anymore. They're going to bury me at a gig.
No lessons with the kids?
Oh, that'll be thrown in there, but I won't stop playing.
I see. Michael?
I didn't even. I have the other profession, so I suppose I'm not going to need to do one of those.
Are you fixing or are you supposing?
Our fixing,
With
We're
that
in a-
fancy lawyering?
yeah. I mean, I don't.
Fixing to bust out some of that fancy lawyer and stuff?
I wouldn't. I've booked shows that we've booked as friends, but I don't think I'll ever get into that. I got to take a percentage of booking the band for you. If someone like Lenny or Frank and this has happened 1,000 times, calls me up and says, "Hey, I can't do a show. Can you get me someone?" I'll call them up, get them a show. They'll return the favor, things like that. So I know that I'm never going to do that for money. But
Holy God, is he grinding another foot up there? You perform...
Small baby through the wood chipper.
Yes. You perform pro bono at my 2007 engagement party.
Oh.
Why didn't you warn me?
For the 3-day hangover after?
Yeah, I mean,
The 10-year hangover?
It's called getting blindsided, sir.
You're
welcome.
That's an example of blindsided.
That's called
right
getting
there.
blindsided. Boom, mic drop.
Why didn't I warn you? Why didn't I charge you? That's the question. That was my bad move. Jeez. Pro bono. See,
You got jokes. You brought jokes.
because I do stuff like that pro bono, I might have to choose one of those 3 retirement packages from Buffalo Musicians. And if I can't lawyer anymore, I mean, I don't know what would cause that, but people get disbarred all the time. I mean, maybe I'll do something wrong.
Everyone tells me after the fact that it wasn't going to work out, the marriage. They're like, it's like a Seinfeld thing.
They always do. They always tell you after the fact. They always tell you after the fact.
Yeah, that's too easy. To me, that's cop out. That's cheating.
It was lovely and delightful.
You got to have the guts.
The marriage,
to say,
not so much.
You got to have the guts to tell you ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
You
got to go out on a limb.
Yeah, you can't. You can't do it in.
Sometimes you
hindsight.
have to stay true.
You
to
do.
Who you are.
That is not staying true. If you hindsight 2020, something like that.
So, based on the.
You gonna hold up? You gonna plug my book?
Basing on the retirement
you're not
concept.
holding up the book.
On the going with the travesty.
Mm-hmm.
Going to follow up on Tom's retirement questionnaire. So, if you retire, are you expecting any type of royalties for every time Michael Bly's name is mentioned in Tom's new book, Travesty, ladies and gentlemen?
You worked it in. Ooh.
Yeah, that's a good work in. Tom's new book, Travesty. I'll work it in as well.
Double working.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course I haven't read it yet.
I like the way you work it.
No diggity, baby.
I expect. That's the music, the beautiful music he wants you to imagine while you're reading Travesty. And I think that song should be called Travesty. Yeah, if I am mentioned in the book, which I hope I better be, then yeah, royalties will abound. But you see, the beautiful thing about royalties, and Frank is writing a book now too, Frank Pusateri, and I told you about that.
What's the Poos and Pusateri?
He keeps asking me about royalties for everything he mentions in there, and I say, the beautiful thing about royalties, it's like people that complain about paying taxes. People that pay a lot of taxes make a lot of money. So if you're paying royalties, then there's been a lot of travesty out there. And it's all been because of Tom Waters.
Usually.
Call me fucking Waters.
Jason, we got a 2-shot for you.
Yes, I love double shots.
That's what I get him when we're playing all the time.
Do you play frisbee golf ironically, or are you half a hippie?
I'd say a little column A, little column B.
Okay. Will you be dressing as Jar Jar or Greedo for the midnight release of Star Wars Rogue One?
Fuck Jar Jar. Always Guido all the way, baby. Greedo all the way.
Did he shoot first or last?
Hell yeah, he shot first.
Mm-hmm. All right. Michael, what advice would you give to promising young law students to pulverize their hopes and dreams?
Oh, yeah. I mean, if it isn't out there on the internet already that they're pulverized, if you still have hope, I'm very, very surprised. But I will say this. It's not an easy profession, but neither is what we do as musicians. I mean, it's easy to pick up an instrument. It's easy to make an argument, to make money with it, to get people to actually hire you to play music for them and pay you to do it, to get people in my profession, criminal and family court, when your kids are on the line or when you're facing jail time. I mean, I had a guy go to jail this morning.
You're not always going to get a favorable outcome.
You're not always, and when they put their faith in you and pay you to do it, that is an honor. So I guess I'm not really pulverizing. I'm just simply saying, consider all that and consider how many people want to do both things that I'm doing. That makes them all the harder to do and to get paid to do. So, I used to want to be a pro football player all the way through college. But you start to realize how many millions of people would love to do that. And then you start to realize, you might be able to do it out in the backfield playing.
Are you better than the other guys?
Are you better? Are you lucky? Are you just in the right place at the right time? And both the things I do, a lot of those things are involved too. And then in this, there's the bar exam. I mean, you can be a musician, and if you can just hone your talent and you can get people to pay you, that's one thing. There's no litmus test like that that's so difficult. When I passed it was 46%, and people took it from all over the world. I mean, that's a pretty sick person that devises a test where less than half pass, and it's some of the best test takers in the world. So that would be the biggest pulverizing, I would say. Even if you can get into a good law school, which requires a ton, you got to take that bar exam. I know good friends of mine that are very smart people, and anybody that met them would think they're great attorneys, still never passed the bar.
You heard it here first, folks. Michael Bly is smarter than you.
And if you ever have the pleasure of watching at least one professional football game with him, you'll probably hear him say how better he is than half the players on the team.
Can either you guys
still today?
To this day, because you know how big is Tyrod Taylor?
He's my size.
Yeah,
put me in there.
Yeah,
you know I'm not one of the football fans. I'm not a fan of the footballs. I went to a wedding this summer though. Can you explain to me what the point is of these guys at the tailgate parties passing a ball back and forth? What's the point of that?
Oh, playing catch.
What do they accomplish?
Feel better about themselves.
Yeah, once they get a few drinks in them, they accomplish being able to say, you know, look at me, I could throw the ball better than Tyrod Taylor, put me in now.
Holy shit, perfect spiral.
Yeah.
You two are no strangers to tailgate parties, am I wrong?
No
Correct
strangers.
me if I'm wrong.
I've been going to tailgates since the 80s, and we've been playing them, you know, pretty much since I moved back here, and we played a lot in the cold. I think we haven't played one
the old
home
Coffin
opener.
Corner days.
Coffin Corner with Don Tober.
Real good shows over there.
I think there's one home opener that I didn't play. Every other one we have played. And this one this year was the Bills Thunder.
We've pretty much played every one since I've joined the band. We've pretty much played every home opener in the past 6 years.
If Paul Reuter is a good friend of ours on Facebook, you know, he's very involved, and they do a lot for charity, the Buffalo Bills Fan Thunder, and they throw these great parties. This Bills kickoff party every summer that we played. We played that for like 5 years in a row now. This year they finally did the home opener for the Jets game. Gosh, it was a night game, so we were going at like 4 o'clock. It was great.
As a fan of U2 and Bono's whole general vibe, would you agree that their forced downloaded album was not unlike being stuck in a moment and you can't get out of it?
See what you did there.
For those of you who don't know.
See what you did there.
For those of you who don't know that's track
I was
number.
pretty pissed when I opened up my iTunes and saw that. I'll say that much.
I don't know if I'm a big fan that I can tell you that Stuck in a Moment You Can't Get Out of is track number 3.
Better you two songs they could have forced down your throat.
Track number 3 off of the 2000 album, Walk On.
I didn't remove it. I'd like to have the option to listen to it should that ever come up. I don't know what the album was called. I forget.
Yeah, I
didn't listen to 1 millisecond of it.
So you're saying, were you stuck in a moment? I guess maybe my fandom of Bono, it makes me biased in saying this. I never really had a problem with it. I didn't think that it was something that, first of all, it was so cheap, and music is getting so cheap. And they started something that everybody, including Bob Dylan, is doing now.
That's true.
See even, and when you're talking Bob Dylan, the epitome of the counterculture, the person you'd never expect to be endorsing anything.
Endorsing everything. Endorsing it all.
I mean, you see him in a shampoo commercial. So Bono got linked up. Well, not Bono, U2, because they're a group like Coldplay. They're one
with
for
the
all,
Apple.
kind of. He got linked up with Apple everything early on, and I think it was a smart business move, honestly. Fans, I understand why they're disgruntled with it, especially if you don't like U2. I think that's part of it.
I like Pop. Fans, I like Pop, the one album where they sold out the most.
That was the one.
And went back on everything that made them U2.
Right.
I really do like that album.
So basically, you don't like U2.
Not really. No.
Just
Rattle and Hum I got from the BMG Music Club. Not so bad.
He likes you too about as much as he likes Toby Keith.
Moving on to people I do like. In our 2009 Acid Logic interview, you stated that Sarah Bareilles was not really attractive. Are you a nose-shamer, or were you implying that she needs a small pipe torch to sculpt her eyebrows and other body hair hot zones?
This is for me as well?
Yes.
I was hoping this was for Jay.
Hey, you come. I'll put this plug out there. You come to one of these recent Michael Bly shows, you'll probably hear Lenny Ravel sing some Sarah Bareilles.
Yeah, you can.
To sing some Sarah Bareilles.
For those of you who like Sarah,
and you won't hear a peep from the crowd or from me and Mike.
In full costume?
Well, his hair is pretty much that length, so.
There might be someone out there that loves Sarah that hates me now for dissing on Sarah. You can come out to my show and you can still hear Lenny Ravel because he'll play Sarah. Here's my thought on Sarah.
I don't hate Sarah. I just rather Sarah sing Sarah, not Lenny sing Sarah.
My thought on
Makes
Sarah
sense.
is very simple. You know how children, they say, should be seen and not heard? I think Sarah should be heard and not seen.
Ooh.
Oh!
Ooh. Ow.
Did you like that?
We have less than a minute left. Would you gentlemen like to promote any holiday shows, upcoming events?
Well,
Tell me you're at a loss for plugs.
No, we're not.
Don't look at me. I never know. I'm usually the last guy to know when to gigs. The only reason I know about local is because it's every week.
So local every week.
He tells me about 24 hours before, then I just go and I set everything up and play.
December 16th, it will be a Friday. It will be our first time in a long time playing at the Galleria Mall.
World of Beer?
We're playing at the, yes. And so.
Which, shameless plug, that is my birthday weekend. So
that'll
just
be
saying.
a really good one to come out for. If you're doing your Christmas shopping, come out, get Jay a shot for his birthday.
There you go.
And, we'll be playing at Kettles after the Bills home games. So there's a couple more of those left.
Are they going all the way?
No.
Bye-bye, folks.